Alright, what is up everybody? Coming back at you with another video on the channel today. And we have got another cool knife to check out today. Obviously it is another Vero engineering knife. I do love a nice Vero knife, as a lot of people do. So first let me say guys, I never ask for followers. I promise I don't, but I'm 6 followers away from 1,000. If you guys could get me there, I'd really appreciate that. You know, just kind of do this for fun, and it'd be cool to have. Anyways, let's get right back into the knife. So this was a newly released knife. The knife itself is older, but this version is a new release, and it's something I've kind of had my eye on, but once it released, had to snag it. So this is, I guess, Vero's new packaging. Normally it just comes with the pouch, but he's got this nice case on the outside now. Shows what it is on the back. That's my face. It's ugly. Sorry. So let's get into the knife. A lot of dust on there too, didn't it? Ugly and dirty. It's rough out here. They always do the patch that matches the knife perfectly, and I really do like that. Some of my other Vero engineering knives, I have a lefty liner lock axon. This is a belt satin blade, obviously black micarta left-handed knife, which I am a lefty if you don't know. Pretty solid little knife there. Then I've got a frame lock axon. He's never done a lefty frame lock, not yet. This one is in the hand satin, which I do love. And I have these scales custom Cerakoted in Sniper Gray by River's Edge Cutlery. If you guys are looking to get some Cerakote or anodizing work done, I would definitely check them out. Pretty fair pricing, very responsive, and they did a great job on these. They really did. It's held up great. So let's get into this knife. So standard stuff on the inside, you get your Vero cloth nice and folded. Here is your COA card. Synapse Lefty. First gen of the lefty hand satin marbled carbon fiber. So obviously the cat's out of the bag. It is another lefty knife. And I only have, this is my third one. I've got that Vero. I've got a CRK Chris Reeve large Sabenza 31, beautiful boomerang Damascus bog oak handles, glass blasted frame. That is my only other lefty knife besides these two Veros. So this is quite a stunning knife, if I do say so myself. I was quite surprised when I got it in hand. I love the pictures, but there's something about it in person. It's just done really, really well. These are OEM'd by Bestech. I feel like Vero kind of put Bestech on the map because he's used them from the get-go pretty much, and they've always done awesome stuff. And now, in my opinion, Bestech is starting to rival Riot. They're really getting there, especially with Riot slipping up recently with a few detent issues and whatnot. Bestech does the Winter Blade Co. Factor here, which is a great knife. So let's get a flick here. Got to be a reverse flick. Oh yes. Check out that beautiful hand satin. Let's compare it to our Axon hand satin. Pretty much identical there. So that's good to know. There's consistency. Nice drop point blade with a swedge cut up top here. And the thing about the Synapse is you have a completely sterile show side. Now on the back, you get your V slot, Vero Engineering V slot. I personally really like the look of the slot side. So, but with a right-handed model, obviously you can't flick it with your left hand, whereas the Axon, you get slots on both sides. So I can get on this clip and comfortably left-hand flick and front flip it. Even on the lefty model with the slot on both sides, you can right-hand flick it. Now he did a impulse thin, or a thin pulse. I missed that drop, but it was the impulse, and he had put a slot on both sides, which Kind of sucks I missed that one. I definitely would have snagged one. I just saw impulse drop, and I was like, eh, only has a slot on one side. Wouldn't like it. So this is a bolster lock slash frame lock knife. Bolster locks are pretty much frame locks with a covering over the bottom part. This beautiful marbled carbon fiber. Now he had the array of options like he normally does, you know, G10, different micartas. He had the black wash, stone wash, belt satin, hand satin. You know, he's always got dozens of different options. And this was my favorite, obviously, with the hand satin. I love a good hand satin there. And then the marbled carbon fiber. I'm not a huge micarta guy. I don't hate it. I don't love it. You know, I can deal with it. I do like it in some scenarios. You'll see up here I've got the new to me. It was a new knife though. CKF Evo 3.0 in carbon fiber and what am I saying, guys? In micarta inlays. What am I doing here? Been a long day. But as you can see, I now have two CKF Evo 3.0s. Hashtag humble flex. I'm just trying to collect them all, guys. Gotta get the DLC in the plane, then I got all of them, right? No, I saw that one, and then I wanted one, and that's a different video. So let's get into what you get here. Right at a 3.2 inch blade, 7.3 inches overall. So for what I like, it's a little bit on the smaller side. Normally, a minimum 7.6. I really like, in a perfect world, 3.5 inch blade, 8 inches overall, which is exactly what the Axon is. So for me, the Axon is pretty much a perfect size EDC knife. You know, some people like to stay more around that 7-inch range. I like to go a little bigger, just like my Axe. But I figured I'd try it anyways. I really liked how it looked. It's a lefty. And I gotta say, I'm not disappointed. So ideally, you want to put your 2 fingers in the groove there and then fit 2 fingers on the end. Well, I'm about 1.5 on the end. Not a horrible grip back here. Just not great. What I am able to do is put my big fat middle finger in the 2 finger slot, choke up here, and then get 2 fingers back here. And this is actually quite comfortable for me. It feels pretty natural in the hand. And I could definitely do some work with this knife, cutting my paper and tape and whatnot I do. So overall size is acceptable. Now, I will say on this pocket clip, he's known for having a super tight clip. This clip is perfect. He's really made improvements with this clip. As you can see, it's pretty springy there, whereas let's check out the Axon. Not so much, and this one is even older, and it's you can't really see it, but the feel is definitely much tighter. So he's made it where it goes in and out of pocket much easier, which is awesome because that's always been a problem with the Veros. So I don't know if he's went thinner or what he's done. It looks like there's an extra cutout up top there. Let's confirm. No, that's always been there. So I don't know what he's done. The pocket clip, it goes in and out of even basketball shorts very easily. Let's see here. I've got number 208. These will probably still be in stock where it's a lefty. He does like one lefty model a year, it seems. Last year it was the Axon liner lock left-handed, which mostly sold out, where it was a more popular model. This one, though, I really, really like it now that I got it. So ergos are great, especially even for my big ham hands. Now, deployment methods. Obviously, you've got your V slot there. Works great. The detent, guys, phenomenal. What some would consider on the stronger side, but that's what I like. I'm turning into a detent diva. Shout out Kevin from Lefty EDC. But where it's a lefty knife and that detent, guys, it's so good. It really is. Almost not enough room to get my big fat fingers in there, but I can make it work without much effort there. Now, one thing that did surprise me here is the flipper tab. So like on my Love Concepts Avant, this tab, you kind of got to slingshot it, and it hurts your finger a little bit. Just where it's so pointy there. And you can see they're similar. So that's what I was expecting, and I was pleasantly surprised. It is not like that. You can see the jimping he's put up there, and it just feels great. Doesn't hurt your finger. It's perfect with this detent. Really, really snappy. Right-handed too. No issues. So yeah, both deployment methods are fantastic, and obviously the overall look of this knife, it's just beautiful. Great looking knife. Now the only downside I found is the action is not quite on par with the other Veros I've had. Now this one I did bend the lock bar to stiffen up the detent, and let's see where we're at here. Just a few very light shakes. Now the lefty axon, the tiniest of shakes, and the lefty synapse, we'll get it down to here. And it takes a little bit more. It is slowly breaking in, I will say. So I think in a week or so. Now I haven't disassembled this knife. I've thought about it. I could probably get that action a little better. But I'm going to break it in for about a week or so before I do that. Just to let everything get nice and broken in, and then see if we can make it any better. Obviously I threw a little KPL in there, a little KPL on the detent ball. Got a nice titanium backspacer, obviously titanium pocket clip, all your standard Vero stuff, titanium hardware. M390 blade still as standard. I don't know if he's ever done anything except M390, honestly. I think that's all he's ever done. But yeah, I'm really digging this knife, guys. It's just really, really well put together. The design is top notch, as always, from Vero. Billboarding is minimal, pretty much just your Vero logo there. And you get your numbering on the back. So yes, that is the Vero Engineering Synapse. Very cool knife. Would definitely recommend check it out if you're a lefty. If you're a righty, and there is another drop at some point, I'd definitely grab one as well. I would really love the Synapse XL lefty, but I know it'll never happen. I'd even do a Synapse XL if you put another V-slot on the other side. You know, it is clean without it, but I personally like it with it. Just in looks overall, not even a lefty bias thing. Either way, he's made a great knife here. I was kind of worried about the size. Quick size comparison with another smaller knife I got recently that actually works very well. The Arcane Design Praetheon. They are basically identical in size. You get that half choil with the Praetheon. You can choke up a little bit, but that's pretty much what this is up here. So the ergos, very similar. I can get more of my hand on here because I can choke all the way up, versus this. He should have done a full choil. He really should have. I got to be careful in that. But anyways, if you wanted a size comparison, pretty much the exact same size as a Praetheon, blade to handle and everything. Compare it to an Axon. You can see a decent amount smaller there. So yeah, compare it to a Devo Knives Mash. Slightly smaller, but pretty close. The Mash, where it's just so neutral though, the ergos are great. I would love a premium Mash. Absolutely love it. So there we go, guys. That is the Vero Engineering Synapse. This video went a little long. So like I was saying at the beginning, if I could get a subscribe from me to get me to that 1,000, I'd really appreciate it. It's a cool milestone to hit. Now we gotta play with the CKF for a minute. It's funny, I had this one apart because when I got this knife, the detent sucked. Basically non-existent. I was like, wow, that's unfortunate. So I took it apart, bent the lock bar a little bit to get some more detent pressure. Had a perfect detent right now, but then the action sucked. And I was like, what the heck? And it's funny, I always put a drop of KPL on the detent ball, and I hadn't done it on this one. So I put a drop on the detent ball, and it went from like 3 or 4 shakes shut to this, literally doing nothing but a drop of KPL on the detent ball. I was actually amazed. So if you haven't tried that, put a little dab of KPL on your detent ball there. really does make a difference. So there's that. But yeah, I love my original CKF. Funnily enough, this little spot right there, you can see, yep, those two spots, it came like that, and that's part of the stonewash from the factory, but it honestly just bothers me to no end. So I got another one, because I'm a crazy person like that. But anyways, guys, getting off track here. Yes, Vero synapse lefty, great knife. Check it out. Subscribe for more knife content coming weekly. I appreciate you guys watching, and have yourself a great day.